How are you?
Oh, we're alright.
I'm alright. Are you alright?
Yeah, not too bad. Right.
Are you lot alright? How are you? Tell us. We'll wait.
We'll wait.
You tell us how you are. Alright, let's carry on.
Yeah, I've had enough waiting. Right.
You're too slow.
Okay, so usual type format for the bearded opinion again.
Usual bullshit. We've actually got some movies this month. Well, we had a movie last month.
We've got a couple of films. We've got by the skin of our fucking teeth.
Thank you, Game.
Managed to find some games that are coming out in the next month or so.
Yeah. There's very little.
There's two we're going to talk about, not in major depth,
No.
but we're going to talk about by title. And then there's a few honourable mentions that are coming out as well.
Yeah.
We've got 5 news stories from the Metro, and we've got a couple of films to talk about.
Also, I'm going to throw this in. I forgot to tell you, so it'll beat me up for that later. I've been to the movies last month, or this month, 3 fucking times. Funnily enough, to see most of the movies we talked about last month, except Avengers. Because that would have been an impossibility for me to see that before recording this.
Yes, indeed.
Because it comes out today.
Yes.
So, what did I see? I saw Ready Player One. And it were alright. It weren't bad. If you've read the book, it's a bit but it's a good movie in its own rights. It's more like, for the movie, it's more like someone's taken the cliff notes of the book and gone, this happens, this happens, this happens, this happens, this happens. Go and have fun. And that's what they've done. I get why they couldn't use some bits, because in the book, for example, it mentioned Star Wars, and, well, let's be honest, the House of Mouse is not going to give up any Star Wars abilities for a movie that it doesn't own.
No.
So there was that. What else have I been to see? I've been to see that A Quiet Place.
Yeah.
It's really good. It is really good.
I now know the origins of the monsters, because the directors come out and said where they've come from and how they were developed.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to go too much into it, because I haven't watched the film yet.
You guys can look that up and go and watch the film if you want. What I will say is, the little boy you got confused about, it is all explained quite quickly.
Okay.
That's all dealt with quite quickly.
Start of the film, I'm guessing.
Start of the film, yeah. It's all dealt with the little boy. And what I will say is they've done something I've never seen another horror movie do.
Break the fourth wall?
No. Deadpool does that. No, this movie... Well, I mean, they break the fourth wall in a way. I've never heard a more quiet fucking cinema in my life. Because they're all going around going, shh, be very, very quiet. Like, they don't even speak. They use sign language.
Yeah.
To communicate. Now, part of that is the daughter is deaf. So they know sign language for her, but they all communicate through sign language.
Because it makes the most sense.
It makes the most sense. Like, occasionally they'll whisper. They'll get really close and they'll whisper. But because they're all shh. And the movie theatre is like silent, and you're like, why am I being quiet with them? They can't get me.
Well,
but you
good.
are.
That means that you're at least captivated by it, and you feel like you're part of the film.
I've never been in a more quiet cinema. And then the other Thelner and Louise. Right. The other film I went to see was Ghost Stories with Martin Freeman.
Oh, that sounded quite good. That did.
It is. It's got a double twist.
Yeah, I heard that there was you weren't going to be able to predict the end.
You
of the
get
film
to the
or
end of
anything.
it, and you're like, oh right, I get it. It's easy. Basically, it involves a main character going around these quote unquote unsolvable ghost stories that these other people have. One of which is Martin Freeman's ghost story. And you get to the end and you go, oh right, that happened. And then you in like the last 10 minutes you go, right, got it, sorted. And then you get to the last 5 minutes and you go, oh!
Fair enough.
Well, I okay. Cool. I don't know whether I'm excited, disappointed. Like, that's the thing. With that film, I'm not sure if I'm excited or disappointed with the ending of it. I'm impressed with the double twist, because you a mile away, unless I told you just now, you wouldn't know. But but I don't know whether I thought the first twist ending were better than the second twist ending or not. I'm on the fence. So from last one, go and see them. They're still floating around. I think.
We mentioned a couple of months ago Far Cry 5.
Oh yeah, we did.
As we're sticking with going back.
You're having a review. We're finally doing some fucking reviews.
I've played and completed Far Cry 5. I must say I do agree with most people that it is the best Far Cry that's been released.
Even Primal, because you really like Primal.
Primal was really good. I'd say it's probably about on par. A lot of people didn't like Primal. I don't know why, but Primal for me was fantastic.
Too different, baby?
I don't know. I mean, I quite like it. To be fair, Primal was going to tie in with a game that we're about to talk about that's coming out.
Yeah.
But other than that, Far Cry 5 is a really good game. I don't really want to spoil it all for you, but I will tell you there is no good ending.
What is there, like a bad, a not so bad, and a meh?
There's the only good ending is to not play the game.
Oh,
literally at the start of the game, don't do what you did in Far Cry 4, and don't do anything, and wait.
Was that an ending? That was an ending in Far 4.
Far Cry 4, when you get captured at the start of the game, and he tells you to stay right there, enjoy the crab rangoon, and I'll be right back. Don't move. Wait for about 10-15 minutes. He comes back and the game ends.
Yeah.
The game. He literally walks into the room in Far Cry 4 and goes, this has never happened. No one ever waits. Okay. He then takes you to the shrine of your sister. You put the ashes down. He goes, right, let's go and blow some shit up. And that's the end of the game.
And they do the same with 5.
That is the best ending of Far Cry 4 as well.
Yeah, and they do that with 5
They do that with 5 as well.
Well, I mean, that's a good little nod to it, isn't it?
But I won't spoil the endings for you. I will tell you that the game is really good. There's a lot of differences in it. In like Far Cry 4, there was only one flying aircraft, which was like a little helicopter. In this, there is fighter jets. There's attack helicopters. They've really gone all out in terms of vehicles this time round. The gameplay of it's still Far Cry.
Yeah.
It's still a Far Cry game, but I really like this game. The outposts. A lot of people have been complaining that the map is really big in Far Cry, but there's not a lot in the map.
Right.
It's like, but that's better in a way, because the map is big, but they want you to hunt. They want you to go out hunting. They want you to go out and do this, that, and the other. They want you to explore the mountains, because they've hidden things in there. They've hidden Easter eggs, and they've hidden all sorts of stuff all over Far Cry 5 that they want you to explore this area. And yes, if you just play the story of the game, you ain't going to explore the whole map.
Yeah.
Because it's very much, you can... I completed the game, and I've probably only explored 60% of the map.
Right.
So it's very possible to do it, but the map is beautiful.
Yeah. So does the map make you want to explore?
The map, yeah, definitely.
Like, what's over that hill?
Yeah, because there's stuff all over the map. You can find stuff, preppers caches. You can find caches hidden within mountains that are full of weapons. There's little things in the game that just make you want to explore it all. They've added, re-added the companion.
Right.
So in Far Cry Primal, you could tame beasts. Well, in Far Cry 4, they got rid of all of that. And in Far Cry 5, they've brought it back to a degree. So you can help out pretty much anybody. When there's someone, being taken away in a van, in the back of a van, and there's 2 people in there being held hostage, you can basically kill the driver of the van and rescue them.
I'm just bathing myself in the coffee.
Once you've rescued them, you can then hire them to be soldiers to fight for you.
So a bit like with Assassin's Creed, where you could hire the people off the street, or a bit like Shadow of War and Shadow of Mordor, where you can take control of the orcs.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you keep them, right, but they're just your bog standard rednecks. They're just if they've got a gun, they'll fire a gun. They've got a bat, they'll use a bat. That's all they do. But then you can unlock specialists. Now the specialists each have their own specific skill. You can unlock a pilot who has a plane, and they'll come and do a bombing run, or come and do like a machine gun run. You've got a woman who has an attack helicopter. You've got a woman who's a sniper. You've got someone who can use a bow and who's really stealthy and is basically a hunter.
So you got specialists.
You got your specialists, which I really like. But then they added a couple of animal specialists to it. So this is where, for me, it becomes a little bit like Metal Gear Solid 5. in that you get a dog, and that dog you can come up to an outpost, and the dog will tell you where all the enemies are on the map. He'll show you where they all are. You can get yourself a jaguar who will go down and kill people for you. And you can get my favourite, Cheeseburger, who is an American brown bear, fully grown, and he takes everyone's fire. So if you'll run into an outpost like a twat, obviously the game is supposed to be a bit stealthy, but if you decide to just run in with Cheeseburger, they won't shoot at you.
They'll shoot at Cheeseburger.
They'll shoot at Cheeseburger. So our Cheeseburger's taking all this damage. Bear in mind, he is still a bear and can take quite a bit of a battering. You can run around and kill all the people because they will be trying to kill the bear. And the bear's a tud fucker. So he'll run at 5 people. They'll be shooting him. He'll just whoopong and someone's fucking dead. And whoopow! And the next person's fucking
What's
brilliant.
this? Adam West Batman from
Yes,
60s?
mate,
Bang
definitely.
Biff Pow?
But they've made it so the game, as with all Far Cry's, realistically, you don't want to just run around and do just the story missions because you do want to go and do the outposts.
Yeah.
You do want to go and do the specialist missions to get your companion. You do want to go and do a lot of the side missions, so it makes it really interesting. And there is a lot of gameplay there. But for me, the story is just a little bit short.
Right.
If you just concentrate just on the story, I don't think there's enough game there.
Right.
Really, you need to pad it out with the specialist missions, the side missions, and
Right.
collectible, everything else to pad it out. I mean, I think
As opposed to Assassin's Creed Origins, which had too much story.
which had too much in it. Yeah, and then
Although that does prove that you can never please everyone.
No.
Because everyone knows always, oh, there's not enough, I want more gameplay.
But then again-
and then the release Origins and everyone's going, there's too much gameplay. Like,
I think with Origins is that they've gone so far away from Assassin's Creed and changed it all, and then made the map 5 or 6 times bigger than any other map in a game. And then instead, well, the only way you can get around this map is to fast travel once you've found the areas, or to ride around on a camel. Which is great, you know, a bit more realism for you, but at the same time, it's like, yeah, I kind of need a way to get from one side of the Nile to the other in 5 minutes without having to spend an hour walking a camel down it.
right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But don't get me wrong, still good games. But Far Cry 5 for me, absolutely stunning game. Although because I got through it so quickly, and I didn't want to continue playing it because I'm not an online game player.
No, he's not.
So I know that there's lots of people out there that are going to play Far Cry 5. They're going to blast through the story just to get into the online gameplay and then just do the online stuff. That to me is boring as shit. So what I've actually been playing recently is Dying Light.
All right.
Yeah, I'm halfway through the story at like 24 hours gameplay. So differences in game there. Both first-person shooters, but for some reason the zombie game is doing it for me more than Crazy Rednecks, which is strange.
Fair enough.
But there you go.
Yeah.
But there's your little review section of things that we have actually gone away and played or watched and whatever else. And we'll move into games.
I'm just trying to think if there's something else in the back of me. Oh, that were it. For also those of you who love one of the hot topics at the minute, PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds.
Oh, right, yeah.
Well, they've been busy little beavers. They're filing a lawsuit against a mobile game that's like PUBG. And the basis of their lawsuit is, and I'm breaking this down into very basics, they're trying to claim that the textures that are in the game have been used in this mobile game. Well, that's fantastic, but you used assets off other creators that you can go and buy off these stores online. So you ain't got a claim there because you don't own them either. They're also claiming that they own a fictional rifle that's based on the AR-15 in real life.
Yeah.
So guess what? You can't copyright what that looks like either.
Oh, and funny enough, the rifle in the mobile game version actually looks more like the true AR-15 than the one that they've put in the game.
What else was that? They are also claiming trying to claim that they invented the frying pan in games, in fighting games. I issue you Team Fortress 2, boys and girls. I also issue you that using the frying pan as a weapon was also done by Disney. So, PUBG, do you really want to go against Disney? I don't think so. They're trying to claim that the drop system was theirs out of a plane, Arma 3, ladies and gentlemen. So do you want to go against Valve as well?
I think what PUBG have forgotten is that PUBG is based on Arma.
Well, the original PUBG beta early thing was an Arma 3 mod, yeah.
Yeah.
And
The game started as an Arma 3 mod, and now they're going to try and say that they created it from scratch. You can't do that.
No. And they don't own most of the assets, and it's ridiculous. And their lawsuit holds no real water. They're also trying to claim, right? Everyone on YouTube, right? They've downloaded this game that's like PUBG, and they're playing it on the phone. So they record it, right? And then the title, Best PUBG on Mobile. And they're trying to claim that the developers of this mobile game have gone around to these YouTubers and gone, say it's like PUBG, lads.
Not likely.
Yeah, but
Not
that's what they're
likely
trying to
at
say.
all.
So that's a very watered down version. I will include a more in-depth video by Sid Alpha.
As always.
As always.
Sid Alpha.
Well, the only other really one is Jim Sterling, and I don't like Jim.
The reason...
All respect to Jim, right? I think he's done great. I'm just not a fan. But I'll include a link to the Sid Alpha video about that.
The
Go
reason
and
we
watch
like to bitch about devs is because, about 9 months ago, we did a title, Dickhead Devs.
Yeah.
And we like to have a go at devs because when developers become dickheads and start thinking that they're the best things on the planet, they need to be put back in their place. And we like to do that.
Oh, remember Birdie Evan from that discussion at BC Interactive? He tried to sneak back on Steam. That didn't go well for him. He were gone in about, I think it was less than 3 days he was up on the Steam page.
Lol.
And then he was shut down again. Trying to claim he's changed his ways, but no, clearly not. Because he were doing the same shit.
Oh dear, ladies and gentlemen. Right.
He needs to gut bed. Right, so
Let's
now we're
move
going to get
into
on.
games
Yes.
that we haven't played yet because they're not out yet.
Yeah.
And we're going to start off with Conan Exiles. The reason we're starting off with it is because it's the earliest game released out in May. That's a full game. Now we do know
It's not either a port, a DLC, or something no one gives a two shits about.
now Conan Exiles, we do know that the alpha open access version was released last year, and the game's basically
January. It said January.
Oh, I'm sure it said mid-2017.
No, that was the original release date.
Okay, well, either way, we know that the alpha's out, we know that people have had early access, whatever else, but the full game is out on May the 8th with all the map,
Yeah.
everything unlocked, ready to go. It's an open world game. I like open world games, we know this.
It's Minecraft meets Conan, so if you're not bothered, skip ahead.
They've basically, by the looks of it, they've done the open world. There's going to be a hunting mechanic, there's going to be a hunger and thirst and all the rest of it. It's like a survival game, which I kind of like. I like it when games add a little bit more realism into it like that. For instance, I play The Long Dark quite a lot.
Yeah.
And that is, it's not completely real, but they add hunger, thirst, energy, that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And it's better because that way then you feel like you're a part of the game more because you're having to think about things a bit more. I know there's people out there that are like, yeah, no, but it's still a game. I don't want to have to feed my character. But it's like, yeah, but they can't run around a desert forever.
Yeah.
Without food and water. You know what I mean?
Oh no, I accept that. That's to me. That's one thing that I'd like to see, specifically in MMOs.
Yeah.
Because MMOs are a fucker for not doing that. Yeah, you might have to replenish mana, or bullets, or arrows, or whatever. But I want to see a hunger and thirst bar and a sleep bar, and yeah, I want to see a bit of that.
But it looks like it should be quite an interesting game to play. It's set in the world of Conan the Barbarian. You are
your own character,
which is also good because then they're not going to basically make you redo the films.
Yeah, you're not going to play Arnold Chitty Knickers running about for.
So basically, you're
hours.
going to start off as a customizable character that has been convicted of several crimes and you're being crucified. Conan's going to rescue you and you're going to live your life as an exile in the desert.
Yeah.
And that to me sounds like it could be quite interesting. And I'm looking forward to playing it, to be honest. I think it should be quite an interesting game. I like the open world games mainly because they generally offer you more gameplay.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Because there's obviously there's the ability to add tons of side quests in it and
Well, with an open world game, you can always expand on it. With those kind of games, you can always add more. I mean, just look at Minecraft. It's one of the oldest games of that style, and they're still updating it.
Yeah.
You know, to this day,
they're with Skyrim.
Yeah, and when you can update stuff even today, that's a game to do, because those type of games are the games you want to do. So not really a lot more to say about that.
No, but it looks like it should be a good game. If you like open world survival type games, Conan should be one up your street. Definitely worth having a go, in my opinion. The next game we're going to have a quick chat about is a game that's coming out on May the 29th. This is a game called Agony. Now, this is set as a first-person survival horror.
Outlast, Amnesia, everything else under the sun.
Pretty much every game that comes out nowadays is a survival horror in first-person mode, but this one actually looks
Except for Little Nightmares. That were a different one. That was
a third-person sort of
side-scrolling. It was like
top-down
2.5D. There you go.
Yeah. So this Agony, as I've said, is an FPS
without the S.
Well, actually, no, because you did have some sort of magic there.
Oh, yeah, that's true, yeah.
So we've watched a bit of gameplay, we've watched the opening trailers, and we've read a bit about it. Now, this, to me, it sounds interesting because you're not a human.
You were
a human. You're a soul. You're a tortured soul in hell, and you basically have no memory. And your idea is you've got to get through hell to find this woman, this red witch type woman, who
basically they didn't want to put Santa in it, so they put a different demon in it.
So they could basically help you get out of hell. The whole game looked quite interesting. You've got the ability to control lesser demons, and you have to survive against bigger demons, and you're obviously going through hell. But looking at what I've seen so far through the gameplay trailer and on the actual trailers, the graphics look really good.
Yeah, they do.
It looks like a game that's had some deep thought into it. It's by Deep Silver. I'm pretty sure Deep Silver have had a good couple of games out recently as well.
For you guys who have seen my Doorways stuff, the Doorways quadrilogy, it's quite similar to that actually in a way. In Doorways you were going through 4 really bad guys' minds, but their minds had a very hellscape feel and look to them. Agony reminds me of that in a way, so definitely watch out for that coming, because I more than likely will play it.
It's only coming out at 35 quid as well, which is about right, but that's where I think games should be.
Yeah, 30 to 40
now,
quid.
I've just seen, and I don't know if this Agony is out on PC, because
It is. We saw it on the other side.
Oh, right. Yeah, because they're not saying PC.
They probably won't do a physical, because this is Game's website, so they're obviously...
No, Game will also do digital download.
Do they know?
Yeah.
But it's probably Steam exclusive, you know what it's like.
But yeah, Agony, it's looking like it should be quite an interesting game to play if you like first-person survival games. It could be one for you. There is on YouTube currently like an hour's worth of gameplay that's relatively up to date. So
you can go watch that before you pick it up if you want.
Yeah.
Which actually, you know what? I think more devs should do that. Pick an hour. A good hour, but where you don't do spoilers in that hour of gameplay. Send it to people, and say, put this on YouTube, because then you build up hype for your game, but you don't have to worry about everyone just watching a YouTube playthrough, because they can see this hour, go, yeah, the game's really good, I'll buy it on release. So that's always the way.
Right, and then
we've got some
honourable mentions that are mainly just ports to the Switch. The only reason we're doing this, guys, is because we believe that the Switch may actually become the forefront of where gaming technology will be. I think this portable console thing that they've created is...
I think it's really certainly going to be interesting to see what becomes of it. And it's definitely singing...
with the fact that they're getting such a major back catalogue of games now for this console, adds real good confidence to me.
This is definitely a very different console, as in it's a handheld and a normal console.
And a stationary console.
All in one.
But the games that they're getting are pretty good. So we've got Urban Trials Playground. So if you like your Trials biking games and you've got a Switch, that'd be one for you. There's quite a lot of racing games coming out, but that's because the Switch has been made for multiplayer use, realistically. They've got a Donkey Kong game coming out. Some more racing games.
There's
Little Nightmares. The complete edition of Little Nightmares is coming onto the Switch.
The original game and the Secrets of the More DLC.
There was something else as well. Oh yeah, the complete edition of the Hitman game, which started 2 years ago, is now going to be completely out as one complete download for Xbox and PlayStation. Where was it? Dark Souls. Dark Souls Remastered.
Well, that's coming out on everything.
On everything, including the Switch as well.
Switch, Xbox, and piss poor, and your PC. I know a lot of people, they're really hyped for the Dark Souls Remastered. The only thing that I'm going to say, guys, is do not whinge when it is Dark Souls with better graphics, because a remaster, that's probably what it's gonna be.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's the point. It's just going to be Dark Souls.
It's not gonna add.
No, nothing will be added to it.
But yeah, so that'll be interesting. What are you looking at?
A game that's coming out on PlayStation 4 called Detroit Becoming Human.
Oh, I mean, people who live in Detroit clearly aren't human. I mean, you hear about them getting shot all the fucking time, but they don't fucking die. So whoever lives,
I'll go into that after we've finished this.
You're gonna
because it's a PlayStation exclusive, so there's no point talking about it really.
Nah, I mean, I've got a PS4.
Alright, well, there's a game coming out, Detroit Become Human. I don't know anything about it, so we can't talk about it anyway.
Well, there you go. There you go, guys. You now know everything about it.
Everything we know about it.
I'm assuming it's set in Detroit, and it's about the residents becoming human.
By the looks of it, it looked a bit like some sort of police type game as well.
It looked a bit, if you ask me, it looked like... what was that Will Smith movie with the
Bright?
No, with the robots.
Oh, iRobot.
iRobot. It looked a bit like that. Yeah, there you go. That's where you want to start. There was nothing else.
Definitely.
Yeah, I'm pretty damn sure I remember. Anyway, so I think that's games. Is that games?
Yeah, that's games, guys. Like I say, unfortunately, we're in this horrible predicament at the moment that there's just not...
There's not a lot. Movies are coming out. Movies were good.
Oh, games, no, we've got to talk about that as well.
Games, okay. Games, not so much, because... We're in that lot. We've had all the Christmas releases and all that. We're getting into the summer lull because E3's coming. So everyone's waiting for E3 to go, hey, buy a brand new fucking third person FPS, RPG, MMO, OMG, whatever bullshit. Too many letters, man. Too many letters.
Right. So we'll move into films now then, guys. I'm going to quickly talk about this film that I've seen a trailer for recently. It's called Breaking In. Now, this film looks quite good, to be fair.
Right, I've not seen out to do with this.
Okay, so the idea is this woman takes her kids to, I believe, her dad's house. And he lives in some sort of like mansion-y type place, security systems that are help, panic rooms.
Right. Is it one of these that's in the middle of nowhere, or is it?
I believe so. Right. But the idea is that these people break into the house and they take this woman's kids hostage.
Right. Aren't they lovely?
And she basically goes murderous bastard on them and starts.
So she becomes Liam Neeson.
Yes. Basically.
You've taken my kids, you're in trouble.
The reason I'm liking these films at the minute is because they're using strong women leads.
Yes, I will agree with that.
And Halle Berry has been doing a lot of these films recently as well. There was one recently where her kid was kidnapped. And she basically drove across an entire city chasing them to the middle of the woods, where she eventually killed both the people that kidnapped a kid and found that they'd be they're basically sex traffickers.
Right.
They kidnap children and sell them onto the highest bidder. And she killed these 2 people that were doing it, and it was really good all the way through the film. Your adrenaline's going.
I mean, I love the female leads in some of these films. They really are something different.
Yeah. So no, that's coming out next month. It's called Breaking In. It looks like it should be a really good film. The for like I say, the trailers are out on YouTube. It looks like it should be quite good.
But no, these female leads, they're doing well because, like, okay, don't get me wrong. I love seeing Bruce Willis, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Liam Neeson, Will Smith go out and do all these action hero things and all the rest of it. But once in a while, they're getting samey.
Women can do it too.
Yeah, women can do it too. Like, you hear about it in the news when, like,
I'm not being funny, but
just
one
when
of the
like them kids get ran over by buses, and then the woman lifts up the front of the bus.
Currently, if we talk about real life, one of the world's best snipers in the world is a woman.
Yeah.
Currently, you know, women generally can do all of the same things men can do, and in actual fact, it makes it look better.
It does.
In my opinion. But going away from a strong female lead, moving into
a very strong male lead.
A very strong male lead. We're going to talk about Deadpool 2.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk about Deadpool 2 because we're really excited about this film. I can't wait for this film to come out. I've been waiting since Deadpool.
I think every fucker.
And ever since Deadpool basically told us that Deadpool 2 was happening.
Yeah.
And Cable was in it.
Yeah.
I've been like, but come on, you need to do it now. The trailers look fantastic.
They really do.
The whole film just looks brilliant. He's actually putting together the X-Force.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
The only thing that I'm a little bit gutted about is he's not wearing the white X-Force suit.
Yeah.
Because that was a brilliant suit. But I'll live with it.
I think that possibly Ryan Reynolds go, no. I've been waiting for years for my Deadpool suit. I'm only wearing this red suit.
Don't make the suit green.
Yeah.
Or animated.
The reason that we're looking forward to it is because Deadpool has been possibly the best superhero film released for a hell of a long time.
That isn't tied to the main continuity of the MCU.
But it is a little bit.
It is, but it
is happening at the exact same time as the MCU. There is stuff in Deadpool. For instance, the old S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yes.
was
agreed.
in Deadpool.
It's got references without being directly linked.
Speaking about films that are not supposed to be directly linked to Deadpool, to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, explain to me why Tom Holland is Peter Parker in the Venom film when Sony said it was going to have nothing to do with the Marvel Universe.
I know.
Sorry to just divert, but I've seen the trailers for Venom. Tom Holland's in it. How? They said that it was going to have nothing to do with the Spider-Man of the Cinematic Universe. Spider-Man from the Cinematic Universe was not going to be in it, but Tom Holland's in it as Peter Parker.
I think happened.
I reckon they just went...
I reckon they got the license off Marvel because it had happened a few years ago. Because when you plan these films, you plan them so many years in advance. So I reckon they got the license off Marvel. Then obviously Disney bought Marvel, and then I think Disney kind of went. Because then obviously Sony have to go back to Disney and go, is this still okay? And Disney probably looked at it and went, yeah, you can still do it, but
Tom Holland.
We want it linked. Only tangentially, because obviously the same will have had to happen with Deadpool. Yeah. With Deadpool, they'd have still had to go to Disney again and go, are we still alright? And they'd have gone, yeah, that's fine. And then they'd have probably gone, do you mind if we actually use the helicarrier? Yeah. And they'd have gone, what, destroyed or built? No, destroyed. And they'd gone, yeah, go for it. Whereas I think they went, can we still do it? And they went, yeah. Can we put Tom Holland in it and tie it just a little bit? Like, don't get me wrong, Spider-Man does not have to be in a Venom film.
No, because Venom is his own anti-hero.
No, he's a villain, technically. He's a villain. Venom,
yes.
Venom is a villain. But Venom has been portrayed doing many different things, not all of which...
But in this Venom telling, he is supposed to be an anti-hero. Right.
But either way, he's a villain... But then he's also done many other things. There's been several people who've become Venom. Yeah. So it's like you don't have to
they are making it. From what I've read, seen, and from what my own beliefs are, they seem to be doing this Venom as the anti-hero Venom. So that way then they can bring in the other symbiote that was Carnage that was like a million times worse.
Carnage was Because, right, so for those of you who don't know, Venom spawned Carnage. Yeah. Venom is from a planet of symbiotes.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the black and white. Right. Venom comes to Earth, blah-de-blah-de-blah. He then spawns Carnage because they're a symbiote, they reproduce asexually.
Yeah.
Carnage is then, at the time, the worst and the most evil symbiote. Carnage then spawns another symbiote called Toxin. And Toxin made Carnage look like a puppy. You know how Carnage would play with his food a little bit? Toxin wouldn't even give them the chance. He wouldn't let him play with his food, so they have the tiniest chance of Spider-Man saving them or whoever. He would just go, oh, hi, prisoner, dead.
Yeah.
Like, that was it. And then move on. He was just brutal.
But I know we've moved away from Deadpool slightly, but still, I still think that the reason they're doing, because they even say it in the trailer that he's an anti-hero.
Yeah.
I think they're doing it so they can introduce Carnage next time, and then they can do the whole fucking Venom, Carnage, the rest of it.
Yeah.
And then potentially bring Spider-Man in at a later date.
Yeah. But anyway, back to Deadpool
2.
X-Force! Cable!
Yeah, it's...
just, oh, yes, all of it. All of it.
Just have they Deadpooled the fucking... They've Deadpooled the movie description.
Oh, yeah. So... After surviving a near-fatal bovine attack, a disfigured cafeteria chef, Wade Wilson, struggles to fulfill his dream of becoming Mayberry's hottest bartender while also learning to cope with his lost sense of taste. Searching to regain his spice for life, as well as a flux capacitor, Wade must battle ninjas, the Yakuza, and a pack of...
Or the Yakuza, even.
That's what I said, Yakuza.
No, you did not.
What did I say
I
then?
don't know what the fuck you said, mate, but you did not say the Yakuza.
Either way, I'll see that back in post. A pack of sexually aggressive canines as he journeys around the world to discover the importance of family, friendship and flavour, finding a new taste for adventure and earning the coveted coffee mug title of World's Best Lover. I fucking love it!
You've got to love Deadpool. Even you know for a fact that when they put this up, they were like, "We've got a Deadpool. We've got to."
They probably get sent this by the.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
No, that's what I'm saying. When they sent this to IMDb, they must
and all the others, yeah.
They must have literally just sort of put right. Deadpool's description has got to be Deadpooled. It's got to be completely wrong, and it's got to be Deadpooled. That's fantastic.
Oh yeah, definitely. No, I mean, I can't wait. I love that they put in the fake hint of this is going to be the final one. They're going to stop at 2 and not do a 3 in the trailers.
Yeah.
It's like, no, you do realise fans will hunt Ryan Reynolds down.
They already know that they're going to do a Deadpool 3.
Kidnap Ryan Reynolds.
They already
go. You're in our film now.
But that's the funny thing. They know Deadpool 3's happening. They knew Deadpool 2 was happening. They just like to tease you, I think.
Thing is, they'll do Deadpool 3. They'll do what they do. They'll have him come out similar to Deadpool 1 and they'll do something and he'll go, yeah, in the third one, maybe we'll have...
Well, in this, from what I've seen, Deadpool's fighting Cable in this one.
Yeah.
So, but we do know that Deadpool and Cable generally become a team.
Right. Deadpool and Cable's team... is it's a bit... I'm trying to think of a comparison that lots of people would know. You know in the old wrestling when The Rock and Stone Cold used to team up?
Yeah, they weren't friends. They never got on with her. But they got on with it.
Yeah. It's like that.
Yeah.
Like Cable will think nothing of punching Deadpool in the head with his fist, watching his head fly off, grabbing it, plonging it back on and go, do your fucking job.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what I want. I want Deadpool 3 to be... I mean, to be fair, everyone's wanting Deadpool to eventually join in with the X-Men. It's not going to happen, guys. It's just not going to happen. Stop thinking about it.
The only thing that might happen, and this is a might, because it has been discussed by the higher-ups, who at the end of the day make most of the decisions, about bringing Hugh Jackman in to do a cameo before... So basically sometime during X-Men 1, 2 and 3. So it's not Old Man Logan. It's not going to be
origin stories.
It's going to be during the X-Men original trilogy. Obviously, you can ignore the canon
on one of the many reset universes of the X-Men.
You can ignore how canon and not canon it is, but just sort of there of Deadpool probably fanboying for all of 2 minutes, and then Wolverine just cling, and then Deadpool falls over, wakes up, and he's gone.
Yeah, that's what we want to see.
Yeah, that's the thing.
We need to see Wolverine in one Deadpool film.
It doesn't. No one's asking for Deadpool and Wolverine the movie.
No.
Like, I mean, all right, people are, but no one would cry if all it was Deadpool jumping on Hugh Jackman's lap, saying how much he loves him for 10 minutes.
Yeah, and then it's just like, oh,
and
fuck
then
off.
just
Bang.
kills him.
Yeah, just kills him.
Deadpool wakes up, and that's it. Wolverine's fucked off.
It would be good. I mean, to be fair, they need that because Deadpool and Wolverine have always had that.
Yeah, they've always had that.
But at the same time, with this Deadpool, they've not done it as he's been injected with lots of different mutations. They've done it as he was basically given a serum and he's unlocked his own healing factor.
That serum is the same serum that was given... Oh, no. That serum is based on the serum that was given to Wolverine, because the serum that was given to Wolverine... Right, let me get this right. So, Captain America gets the original super soldier serum.
Yeah.
That is then destroyed. Then, the Weapon X program make another one, which is then given to Wolverine. Wolverine, however, then goes and destroys all of that research and that serum. So this is like the third...
But it's
version.
Not, but it's not as finessed, is it?
Because no, each time they are less finessed. Wolverine's only worked so well because Wolverine already had a healing factor.
Yeah.
So the serum is the Weapon X serum, but it's like version 3 because Captain America is the original, technically the original Weapon X.
Yeah.
Although it's not Weapon X, the reason Wolverine is called Weapon X is because he is the 10th iteration of that serum. Captain America being iteration 1. So technically, you could call Captain America Weapon I.
Yeah.
Because I is 1 in Roman numerals. So technically, you could call Captain America Weapon I, and Deadpool probably Weapon I XXXE XX317.
And Bruce Banner, the mistake of the serum world.
Well, Bruce Banner was nuclear fallout.
Yeah, but he was trying to recreate the serum using gamma radiation.
Yes,
yeah.
But it wasn't the serum.
No, but he was basically trying to recreate the serum and fucked up.
But yeah,
well,
Deadpool.
Fucked up, it depends on which way you see it. He either fucked up or he didn't fuck up.
But yeah, Deadpool. Honestly, guys, can't wait.
It'll be brilliant.
It will, and I love. By the way, just related to Marvel. Did you hear what Stan Lee said at the Avengers: Infinity War premiere? Obviously, he didn't. He was there and did an interview. He goes, "I'd like to thank everyone for coming to see my movies for the past 10 years, and the film wrapped around it." So he did a Deadpool of Stan Lee that these are my movies, just other people are in them. And also, you know the fat Chinese guy from Doctor Strange?
Yes.
Right. You know how everyone, ignoring Stan Lee, most other people wearing suits or fancy dresses and all the rest of it. You know what he turned up wearing?
Probably his costume.
No. Not quite. Although apparently that's what Jason Momoa wanted to do. They just wouldn't let him. Because DC have stricter rules on their costumes and stuff, whereas Marvel don't. They're a bit more free and loose with it.
Hence the fact why Ryan Reynolds walked off set in his Deadpool costume and was like, this is mine now.
DC are just like, yeah, you either give us a suit or you don't get paid. But he wore fucking board shorts, some multicoloured top and a sports jacket, and fucking, I swear it was Crocs. But he was like totally like Jason Momoa, because he went to the premiere of Justice League in jeans and a t-shirt, didn't he? Whereas everyone else was suited and booted. He was just there like, I'm Jason Momoa, I can get away with this. But yeah, so that's Deadpool.
Right, now the next one we're going to talk about is another film
which surprises me it's coming out this early.
I was expecting more of a Christmas release, to
Same
be
as
fair.
everything else?
Yeah.
Have you guys worked out what we're talking about? Do we have to talk cryptic?
Never tell me the odds.
3-1.
Solo, a Star Wars story.
Yeah.
If you hadn't worked it out from my little quote,
yeah,
and from the fact we're telling you we thought it was going to be a Christmas film,
being as
the last episode came out near Christmas.
Well, all three of them.
Yeah.
Because what's been
no,
said?
I don't think Rogue One did it?
Force Awakens was, Rogue One was,
yeah,
and Last Jedi was. So I would have assumed Christmas Eve.
Now
I have a question though. Does that mean that we're going to get
no
Have they confirmed that for 2019? Bastards! I was really hoping we get the third of the new trilogy this Christmas.
No, they won't do that. It'll be too quick. Right, Solo: A Star Wars Story. So this is following Han Solo in his young years. What do you want?
That.
This is following Han Solo in his younger years. He's going to meet Chewbacca. We're going to find out how he met Chewbacca. We're going to find out how he meets Lando Calrissian. This is all set when Han Solo was a youngster. So
yeah, before he met
well before the rebellion. But I'm just trying to figure it out.
When would it be? I would say
this has got to be just after Luke was left on Tatooine.
Yeah, it's
because Han Solo is what, about 15, 16 years older than Luke.
I wouldn't even want to say that much. Maybe 10.
Well, then this has got to be well after it was. Either way, this is set before 4. Before 4.
This is between the third film, which was Phantom Menace, Clone Wars, and then
Revenge of the Sith.
So this is after Revenge of the Sith, but before Rogue One.
Well, yeah, before Rogue One.
Rogue One comes first, technically.
Technically, yeah.
So this is whilst the Empire, I'm guessing, is sort of building up their forces.
This should be a good film. I was quite impressed with Rogue One.
Yeah.
I actually thought when they started saying, when Disney started saying, we're going to start doing loads of spin-off films, we're going to tell you about, Han Solo, and we're going to tell you about this and that and the other, and everyone was going, oh, for fuck's sake, Disney, you're going to kill it all. Actually, I've been quite impressed.
Rogue One, I really was impressed with because you got told about it at the start of A New Hope, but then it was kind of like, that sounds really good. We're never, especially at the time, we're never going to see that. And then the first film Disney released as a spin-off is, hey, remember the first thing you ever got told in a Star Wars film? Yeah, about them stealing the planet. Well, here it is!
Yeah.
Which is Mickey Mouse dancing with the title card.
Which is good.
Yeah, no, definitely.
I'm quite impressed with the cast. Emilia Clarke's in it. Donald Glover's in it. Donald Glover is actually a really big up-and-coming name.
Well, he's been in everything, because the first thing we saw him in was Community.
Community, and then he did his own Fox series.
Well, he did a few movies after Community, because that's why he left, didn't he?
Yeah, but I mean, he's done his own TV series on Fox now. I think it's in season 2. Emilia Clarke, Tandy Newton. It should be a really good film.
Yeah, it should. Yeah, definitely.
Because Disney seem to be doing things right by just giving the people the money and keeping out of it.
Yes, but although they're keeping out of it, they're not being as stupid to say, we will do this. You know what I mean? Yeah, ignore that. That'll be why they've moved it.
Yeah.
We'll tell you later, guys. You'll find out later. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's been scheduled since the last one.
Oh.
But yeah, so I think that I agree. This will be a really good film to expand on the story.
Yeah. I think it's needed, really, because we find out through the original trilogy that Lando Calrissian and Han have got history. Everyone wanted to know how Han and Chewie got together, why Chewie has such love for Han.
Yeah.
My guess is that Wookiees, depending on how much Star Wars universe you know, Wookiees are very much like the Gungans, and they give life debts. So if someone saves their life, they will pledge their life to them forever. And that, for me, must be how it works.
You know the only thing I do want to see, though?
What?
A shaved Wookiee. I'm not going to lie, I want to see a shaved Wookiee. What can I say? I'm weird. We all know this to be true.
But yeah.
Yeah, no, the only thing I'm also curious about, I want to know what the third one's going to be.
That'll be why it won't come out to Christmas.
Yeah.
Because that's Disney.
Well, there's that, which is Disney, and then also they're not going to want to compete with that and that, because that'll be them as well, nah? Because that's the animated one, but they still own the rights. It's animated, but they still.
No,
have...
I know it's animated, but I didn't think
I-
Disney were distributing it. I know
No,
they own the rights to Marvel, but
Yeah,
I didn't think they were distributing it.
Yeah, they. I think they are. Doesn't say, does it?
They normally do, though.
Yeah, they normally do. But...
Production company, no, it's Columbia.
Oh, Columbia, so they've just licensed it.
They just licensed it from Marvel Animation, not from the Marvel Cinematics.
There we go.
There you go.
Sorry, guys, we're just working out why Solo wasn't going to be released at Christmas, and basically, looking at December, there are.
You've got Aquaman, Bumblebee, and Mary Poppins Returns.
And into Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, like 4 or 5 big movies that will drain your Christmas income.
Yeah,
You
so
know,
they've moved
Christmas
it.
or-
They've moved it to the start of the year instead to the second quarter rather
Yeah.
than the
Start
last
of
quarter.
Q2, yeah. But yeah, so
But no, that's films really.
I am curious of what the third spin-off will be. 'Cause
They were talking before Jar Jar became such a hated character. They were going to do a Jar Jar one,
Yeah,
but because of people's hatred for Jar Jar, they fucked up who Jar Jar's character was always going to be, and therefore there's no point doing a spin-off anymore.
yeah. I know that people want either a Qui-Gon movie.
A lot of people want a Sidious movie.
Yeah, and also a lot of people want an Obi-Wan during
Yes.
the Exile,
Um,
or a Yoda during the like. There's a lot of movies people want, but I think what you need to think, right, is during especially the Yoda and Obi-Wan Exiles, they were pretty much just meditating. Going into town, getting a bit of food in Obi-Wan's case, or in Yoda's case, doing a bit of hunting and getting the food.
well, Obi-Wan spent most of his time learning how to become a Force ghost.
Yeah, and talking to but that was the thing. A lot of that would have just been meditation and just getting. That's what they were doing, and then he'd wander out. So that movie would take 10 minutes.
I think a Sidious film would work. Seeing him being, as a Padawan, learning from Darth Plagueis, how to use midichlorians to create life, and then end the film where he gets Shmi Skywalker pregnant with Anakin by using midichlorians and the Force. That's where that film would end.
Yeah.
Because then it leads it ready to start Episode 1.
Yeah.
So no,
I think that's the only... Right, hear me out. The only spin-off prequel. If they want to do a trilogy prequel set before Episode 1, that is fine. You know, following Qui-Gon and Mace and Yoda maybe finding Obi-Wan and training him. That's fine as a full trilogy set.
But Obi-Wan's story won't be that good because Obi-Wan was sent to the Jedi Order as a child.
But, you know, and just stuff like that, but what they were doing during the times of peace and building the Jedi Order and all the rest. If they want to do those as a full 3, that's fine. But the only spin-off prequel you want is the Darth Sidious.
The Darth Sidious Plagueis story would be fantastic to see. Other than that, I don't think there can be much more in the ways of spin-offs now.
But they want to do another 3, don't they? Another 3 set movies.
Yeah, but they could just continue on the story.
Oh, of course, you can carry that story on for ages.
But other than that, guys, unfortunately, next month is looking... this month is looking pretty...
Yeah, you got a couple. You got a couple of good ones.
But yeah, so that's films, really.
There's a lot of that... There seems to be a lot of lovey-dovey life... story, you know, lesson films where you're supposed to take a life lesson away from it.
But there we go.
Yeah, that's about it for the films, guys.
So we'll move into the Metro. First story is a dad tied string to his son's wonky front tooth and attached the other end of the string to a crossbow.
Not a full crossbow. It was one of them kiddie ones. But it worked.
It worked, yeah. His tooth's out.
Yeah, tooth came flying out. That's really about all you can say about the whole thing.
I just think, for me, the reason I wanted to talk about this is because it's a little bit dangerous handing a kid any sort of crossbow, whether it's, you know, I mean, it looks more like an old-fashioned style crossbow.
To be honest, it looks more homemade, if you know the truth. There is only one of them rubber. It's only got one of the rubber
Yeah.
darts on it.
But I think we've seen
Suction cup tip. That's what
there's
I
a
was
lot of
looking for.
videos about where kids are having the teeth removed in weird and mysterious, wonderful ways. Doors being slammed, bottle rockets, all sorts of different things. I don't think there was a bolt on. I think they just tied it to the string.
Oh, and they just let it
fly.
Oh, whatever.
But I just think that what happened to the old ways of getting your tooth out? Just fucking yank it out.
Yeah.
Just grab a piece of tissue and yank your fucking tooth out. I think that it's getting more and more dangerous in ways that they're removing kids' teeth. I mean, I've seen people attaching their kids' teeth to drones, for fuck's sake. It's like, get a life.
Hell, next they'll be just telling the kid to do this and taking a gun.
But no, I mean, watch the video. It'll be linked.
Yeah.
The kid seemed to be a little bit worried about it. Oh, yeah, there's definitely no bolt on there.
No, there isn't. Yeah, he just attached it to the string and dry fired.
Yeah.
There's not really a lot to say.
Unfortunately, guys, the stories are a bit shit because there weren't really a lot of stories to go with. We'll get that one.
We don't really want to talk about Donald Trump.
No.
He's dominating the news a lot at the minute.
We don't want to talk about Donald Trump. We don't want to talk about this fucking baby that's happening over here in Britain. We don't want to talk about any of this shit. So
stop. Just, that's the opinion on it. If you want an opinion, there it is.
Yeah.
Stop it.
The next story is basically hilarious because a tourist tried to push a monkey off some rails and into a pond.
Yeah.
And he failed because they obviously forgot that monkeys live in trees.
Well, they have incredible balance. Ignore anything else.
So it pushed him. He fell off the rails. The monkey jumped straight up and battered this guy in the face. His face is all mangled up because this monkey full on fucking went for him because he was not happy about it.
Well, would you be happy if someone pushed you off a rail?
To me, it's just sort of like, was there any need for that sort of cruelty? No, there was not. Does it make you a big man for running and fucking throwing a monkey off a post? No, it does not. Was the damage to the guy's face worth it to push a monkey off? No, it was not.
Did the monkey have fun? Hell yeah.
Yeah, probably. But what makes me laugh is the monkey's clanmate, which you did see at the end of the video, rushes into the house where this man is to attack him. And I think that realistically the guy deserved it.
Yeah.
I think that there's too much in the way why did the guy do it? You know what I mean? There's no reason at all to go there and push some fucking monkey about. There was just no reason for it. So when this guy's been injured, I think he deserves it.
It's his own stupid fault. Yeah, definitely. No, 100%.
He later shared a photo of his bloodied face, but as the Metro have said, sorry, it's called karma.
Yeah, it is.
And I just... do you know what? There's a lot of animal abuse shit going around at the moment, and this is just stuff that didn't need to happen.
Yeah.
Right, we'll move on now. We'll move on to this one.
What's the last one? What's that one? Oh, yeah, we'll leave that one, yeah.
Right, so we'll move on to this, because this is basically...
abuse of power?
I was going to go a little bit hypocrite sort of stupidity.
Hypocritical and abuse of power.
Yeah. So, a head teacher with bright pink hair has given a boy detention for having 3, which look like now, faded lines down the side of his hair. Because it doesn't conform with the school uniform policy. Right. Does bright pink hair conform to the school uniform policy? Because my guess is it fucking don't.
You know what I've always thought about shit like this with any uniform issue, right? Yeah. I'm looking. I see her. What would you do, right? It's like, it's any of this. What would you do with your staff if they turned up like this? Would you sack them? No, you wouldn't. You'd tell them not to do it again, and that would have worked for this kid. You know that, right, love?
What's really annoyed me is the couple, the parents of this lad, have now moved schools. They've moved him schools because apparently the teachers continuously seem to pick on him. This incident here about having lines in his hair, apparently he was punished at some point for wearing the wrong trousers. So, I mean, I think we've touched on these sort of school issues before.
Yeah, we have, definitely.
They really piss me off because what's more important, the way the child is dressed or the education the child is there to receive?
Like, I get the uniform, right? I get it, but...
I know that I get there's a uniform policy, but if you go to work and you turn up in clothes that aren't fit for work, the most that would happen is you get sent home from work to go and change.
Depending on the job, yeah. Some days they just go, look, do your job, but don't come dressed like a twat again. Unless, obviously, you turn up in a full fucking clown costume, at which case you might get told go home.
But I just think that schools now, they've got to stop this, like say, abuse of power almost, where they're just like, well, you're not conforming to the school uniform policy, so fuck off. It's like,
well, I'm bigger and more important. No, because I tell you what, love, if you did that to your staff, you'd have no fucking staff.
It just annoys me because...
It does. It annoys me.
Because kids go to school to learn. They don't go to school to be in uniform. They don't go to school to be picked on by kids or by teachers or anybody else. They go there to get an education. This kid is now missing out on an education for days that he's been put into detention, days he's not been allowed in school because of 3 lines in his hair when the head teacher's got pink hair herself.
Yeah.
I mean, that doesn't what she's wearing wouldn't conform. What wouldn't be what I would
she seems to be wearing a black. Like, that's clearly she's outside, so she's wearing a jacket and a scarf. Which your jacket, I don't think they can really say fuck all about. But she seems. I mean, to be fair, she does. She seems to be wearing a blouse and what have you. But it's like what gets me is nowadays when kids are bullied in school, they don't remove the bullies. They remove the person who's being. No. If one of your teachers walked in and smacked you in the face right now, what would you do? Sack him. So why you wouldn't request a transfer? You'd sack your teacher. It's the same thing.
For instance, my daughter goes to school.
Yeah.
At this school, there was a lad much older than the younger ones. I think he's year 2.
It was what was it like his last year?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
And he had been pushing the little girls over from the reception class.
Which, alright, as a guy, I kind of get it. He probably thought they were all cute, because you do, and then you don't want to admit it, so you bully them. But
still a kid,
it's still not
still
right.
Younger than him.
It's still not right.
And he's pushed these kids over, okay? So, being good girls, they went to tell the teacher.
Yeah?
Teacher's advice, I'll just stay away from him.
Yeah. Alright, love, that's...
Like, no, hold on a minute, where's the punishment? Tell you where the punishment came from. The punishment came from the kid's mum when my daughter's brother went and pulled her over in the school and went, "Oi, your fucking son's been out attacking my sister, mate. You need to sort this shit out." And then he got into trouble.
Yeah.
The school didn't deal with it. We dealt with it.
Yeah.
This is the problem. As a parent, I would do the exact same here. If the school were continuously saying, "Oh, well, you get into detention because your hair's this and you're not wearing the right trousers," you know,
right?
The shade of black trousers you're wearing is slightly light for school uniform, so you get in detention. If that was my kid, I'd have moved schools. I'd have also contacted Ofsted.
Yeah.
And I would be telling them that they're basically kicking kids out of school for no reason other than that they're trying to basically flex muscle.
Yeah.
And it's just disgusting behaviour, and I think that realistically, the only person that's suffering is this kid.
Yeah, who's not getting an education. And then, right, he's what, 8, 9?
Yeah, he's not very old, is he?
So if in 10 years, right, he doesn't give 2 fucks about school and is doing all the other shit, I mean, I'm going to start with the blame on her doorstep.
I would.
Maybe not the entire blame, right? But I'm going to start it there. Like, right, I can pinpoint where it fucking started.
Right.
But yeah, it's a joke. They need to stop flexing.
I think the government need to step in.
Yeah.
And I think they need to sort of, fair enough, have a uniform policy, but make sure there's some sort of lax period in there to allow for students to still stay in school, get maybe a letter home or something to say, you know, they weren't wearing the correct uniform, could you please ensure that this is dealt with. But then also give that child or the parents time to deal with it.
You know what, mate? You actually bring up a good point, because when I was obviously over the summer, kids do things. You know, they get a weird haircut. They get a piercing, maybe, right? So, so this girl, she comes into school and she'd been to a costume party, I think, over the summer, and she comes in with green hair. So it's obviously only temporary dye, because back then you couldn't get semi-permanent green. Because I'm going back 10 years ago now. I'm going nearly 15 years now. So she comes in, and our teacher was like, he was probably younger than I am now. He was probably in his early 20s. And he said to her, quite nicely, please, you know that's not uniform, can you get it sorted? And he said, I'll give you, because you know what school's like when you first come back, you start on like a Wednesday.
Yeah.
So he said, I'll give you till Monday. Which she said, that's fine, I'll tell my mum tonight, she can get me some new hair dye and we'll fix it. You'd think problem solved, yeah? She might even get it sorted by Friday. Friday she might come in and look fine. Head teacher marched up and he was a cock. He needed sacking. He needed shooting. He was a knob. No fucker liked him. Marches straight up to her, throws her straight out of the school. Our teacher went above him and said, I dealt with it. It's my student.
Yeah.
What, you know, and he just doesn't even discuss it and just does what he fancies. She was back in school the next day, hair still green, and the head teacher was put on probation. Of basically, fuck up again, you're gone.
Yeah, because it's just abuse of power. It's a flex of muscle that don't need to be flexed.
Yeah.
Right, we're moving on with the hate.
Yeah.
Delta Airlines are in trouble apparently.
Apparently.
Because they tied a disabled woman to a wheelchair and told her to shut the fuck up. The woman is quite clearly tied to a wheelchair.
Yeah,
there.
looks like some kind, like one of the blankets they give you, to be honest.
Basically, the idea is this woman has MS. She's claiming, because there's no, other than this picture,
Yeah.
there's no official statement from Delta Airlines. There's no hard proof. But she's saying that she was basically tied up to this wheelchair and told to shut the fuck up or she wouldn't go anywhere because there was no specialist equipment available to deal with her. Okay? Now, if this is true, Delta Airlines are in for some shit.
Yeah.
For some reason, American airline companies at the moment, they're just not
They're not.
very PR friendly, are they?
No. Now, is there really no statement from them at all in this article?
I don't think so. It's
have
only
a look.
saying alleged.
Yeah, I get blah de blah, blah de blah, blah de blah.
Delta has denied the claims, said it did the best it could in the circumstances.
Right, so they're saying that they did the best and they didn't do all this. Oh, here we go. They made a statement in the New York Post. We are disappointed that our customers weren't satisfied. We're looking to always improve.
We are disappointed that our customers did not have a very satisfying travel experience and will ensure that their return flights exceed expectations.
Well, if they've got a brain, they won't be flying back with you.
Well, let's say if they've got a return, let's say that they do get back on with Delta Airlines, my guess is that they will find out that passenger's name, they will make sure they know exactly when that flight is, and they'll have made sure all the specialist equipment that should have been there in the first place will be there.
But you should know this already. You have to declare when you're a disabled traveller anyway. So they should know. Now, what's...
The airline admitted it wasn't happy with the way the incident had been perceived and offered Mrs. Salagas 20,000 free Sky Miles for her inconvenience. That is a hell of a lot of miles.
But they didn't want it, apparently, and wanted Delta to improve in their dealings with... Now, this one is an interesting one to me, and I am going to throw a shade of doubt on it, because literally this morning at about 9:30, I watched a video, and it was a vlog from a YouTuber called Good Times with Scar. And he is disabled quite severely. He has to have his own food. Like, he can't risk it from a restaurant.
Yeah.
I don't know what's wrong with him. But he's in a wheelchair. And he flew with Delta. And he said for him, they were fucking...
Spot on.
Spot on. He said, you know, the TA agent, the one who checks that you ain't got a gun with you, he was really good and, you know, didn't treat him like a piece of shit and just got on with it and did his job well and when they got him out of his normal wheelchair into one of the specialist ones because they need to be a bit smaller to go down the aisle, and then his brother flew with him, and his brother and two of the cabin crew, I assume, or probably one cabin crew, one person who pulls the wheelchair, helped him into the seat, and same when they got out. And he said they were spot on. So,
but then again, when was this incident? I know it's only come into British papers today. When did this incident take place?
Let's see if it 1st of April.
1st, you see. So the chances are, as this has been reported in America, for the last 2-3 weeks, and has only just come over here now, which should mean that realistically that guy could be trying to throw shade on her claim because he's saying he had a good experience.
Well, I mean, he might not even know about this. You know, he probably didn't give two shits, but it's like it's one story versus the other. Now,
I mean, they potentially flew at different airports. It could have been the airport's fault.
It could have been the airport. Yeah, it could be that. I mean, they probably did fly from different airports, but it's just weird, and there's something somewhere isn't right, or something somewhere has drastically changed. So this is an interesting one. Let us know your thoughts. Americans, have you flown with Delta? What was your experience? Disabled or not? I don't give a fuck if they're, you know, were they good? Were they not so good? Let us know. Because I've never flown Delta and probably never will because I'm not going to America. Or not living there at least.
So, we're going to move on to the last story.
Yeah, last one.
This one is a rescue gone bad.
Rescue's gone wrong. Sounds like a series.
It sounds like a TV series, isn't it? Yeah. A man was sliced to death by a helicopter that had come to rescue him. So basically, two men were. This happened in Colombia. Two men were flying in a helicopter, and they crashed their own helicopter. Survived the crash. They've been stranded on this hillside for a few days. And basically, they managed to survive, you know, food and all the rest of it. They managed to survive whatnot. But unfortunately, the way it worked is that there was 5 rescue missions
for
this one crash. Because of the equipment they were carrying. So the first 4 visits were successful and they retrieved all the equipment. And the last things to go were the men. This helicopter comes in. Now there is a video in the Metro Post, but it doesn't include the man being sliced to death because I watched it. So the helicopter's coming in. Now something happens to this helicopter, and my guess is it's some sort of gust of wind or something, and it flipped it. And it flipped it to its side, and just as it flipped to its side, unfortunately, one of the engineers was actually in front of the blades, and the blades went through him like a hot knife through butter. And he died. He very died. He in bits.
Well, I mean, that's what happens when you get chopped up. You die. So, has just one of them died?
Yes. The video, you can quite clearly see the 2 technicians in the video near the remains of their downed helicopter, waving their hands to direct the helicopter. You can see him here, the guy that gets chopped in half in the photo. He's in the white jacket. Just here.
Yeah.
And there's the helicopter going to the side, and obviously the next few frames would have been a very bloody mess. Unfortunately, the pilot survived. He had some injuries, some bruising, some cuts. He's in hospital. He's okay. Unfortunately, the other guy, the engineer, he died. You ain't gonna really survive a helicopter blade being smashed through your body.
Not really.
So unfortunately, that guy died. They've obviously launched an investigation. The army's involved because it was an army helicopter that was rescuing them, and the army general has said that there was no way that they could have known the devastating consequences of the 5th mission.
You can't.
Well, after 4 successful flights,
you assume
You would assume the fifth one would go would go nice and easy, but unfortunately in this case, this man...
it just... Personally, I think this is one of those things, unfortunately, that happens.
It happens, yeah.
I don't think there's going to be...
Now, this incident, we're only hearing about it now, but it did happen last week to us. It happened last Sunday to us. That would have been like around the 20th.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just something I wanted to sort of make you aware of, because it's not something that we hear about a lot, about helicopter accidents and even airplane accidents. You don't hear that many of. Flying is still the safest form of travel in terms of accident ratio.
Yeah.
But no, I think it's just one of those things. Unfortunately, this guy's lost his life. He was fortunate enough to survive one helicopter crash, just couldn't survive a second one.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate, really.
It is.
But yeah, I thought I'd bring some light into the situation, because, like I say, we don't normally hear about these sorts of things. You hear about everything else all the time. Kids getting kicked out of school, people being twats to animals. You hear about
car crashes, everything.
You don't normally hear about helicopters being in accidents, especially one where people lose their lives.
Yeah.
And I just thought we should make
because
sure
helicopters normally, even if the helicopter crashes, the people survive.
Yeah,
like these guys originally did.
Because they don't fly as fast as
Yeah.
airplanes, so therefore when they're coming down, it's easier to control it generally.
Yeah. Although the flip side of that is with the aeroplanes, when they lose engines, they basically turn into a glider.
Yeah, and you can glide them
down. So it's a weird... Like, if a helicopter's blade goes, you're going to start going down.
Down, yeah.
And there's not a lot you can do. You've got to cross your bollocks and pray. But it's...
I mean, I feel sorry for the pilot that survived, because he's
he's going to be fucked up mentally.
I feel sorry for the soldiers that were there trying to rescue these people, because they're going to feel awful.
Yeah.
And I just hope that the investigation...
I feel sorry for the guy's family, and...
I just hope that the investigation that they've launched brings back answers that show that it was just a complete accident.
I mean, personally, I think it was. It was probably gust of wind, caught him at the wrong angle. And
potentially, I mean, considering how close he is to the down chopper, it's potential that he got a little bit hooked into that.
It could have done. It could have been anything.
Hopefully that they'll find that out. And on that note...
Yeah, that is the end of the Metro, guys.
That's the end of the Metro, and that's the end of the Bearded Opinion for this month.
Yeah.
We'll be back next month. We've got very slim pickings, but
I think there's movies. Let's have a quick gander. Have we got movies?
Games are very slim.
Yeah, games we're struggling, guys. If you know of any games coming out in June, please let us know.
We could talk about that one.
Yeah, so there's one at least.
Because that's basically Jackass.
Yeah.
Can
you Oh, yeah, that's... Yeah, we'll have to touch on that.
What, Ocean's 8?
Yeah. So there's that.
Yeah, but I don't know if we should, because I'm not being funny. I don't really want to watch Ocean's 8. Ocean's 11 bored the shit out of me.
Anyway, so there's one or...
yes.
Yeah, there we go.
There we go. We've got a film.
We've got a film. We've got a couple.
Two films. We've got 2 films. We've got films next month, guys.
Yeah, we've got films. It's right.
Next month will be very film intensive.
Yeah, we've got 3 or 4 films.
Games, unfortunately,
if memory swerves,
is pretty much a no-go.
Yeah, we've got...
I don't know what that is. That might be something.
Yeah, well...
No.
Yes. All right.
Yes, we have a game.
We have a game.
We have a game, guys. We have some games.
But yeah, we've got a game, at least one.
Providing that they don't put the date back
again.
Yeah. We have a game for next time.
But so we've got at least a game.
Yeah, so we have a game and a couple of films, and we'll always have the Metro.
Yeah, we always find something there.
And that's it, guys.
That's it. So
thank you for continuing to listen and support us. We hope we can get some more support from you. Get this shared between your friends. We're now up on the SoundCloud.
Yeah, we've got SoundCloud. That's still going. Go and listen. Especially if you're on mobile, guys. I will reiterate this again and again. If you do this on mobile, especially mobile data, SoundCloud. Because you don't... Let's be honest, you're not fucking watching this.
No, you're listening.
You're listening. So if you're using mobile data, do it on SoundCloud because it will use a lot
because it's not
less.
going to basically buffer and stream to you a black screen.
Yeah, well, a blue screen because
Well-
I put the images on.
Well, yeah, right. Well, a
But
blue
still,
screen, but still.
you're only getting the audio, so it's a lot more streamlined, guys. It's a lot better for your mobile data, and yeah, that's pretty much what's going on with that. So definitely, if you are a mobile user, speaking of mobiles, there went mine. Then please head over to SoundCloud. We're always on there. It's the same episode, same fucking time. There was in December. We're over on the SoundCloud. We did have the month of the bearded opinion.
Yeah, well, we
'Cause
basically
I uploaded
the whole back catalogue.
one episode every day throughout December, and then at the end of it was the newest episode.
The whole back catalogue had to be put up on SoundCloud because
Otherwise it'd have been
we've moved format from YouTube to SoundCloud,
Yeah.
and we needed you to all still listen to it.
Yeah.
So
And to the SoundCloud lot listening, thank you. Tell your friends, tell your mum, tell your dad, tell your granny, tell your auntie Jean.
stick it on if your gran likes the company and likes to listen to two men chatting shit.
Thing is, you know what? I'm not even bullshitting here. Old people like talking.
Yeah.
If they don't mind a bit of blue language, because let's be honest, we're not PG. We're not ever going to fucking be PG.
Speak for yourself, you cunt.
I rest my case, Your Honour. if they don't mind a bit of swearing or a lot of swearing, stick us on. We're good for a bit of background company. And if she wants to say anything, you can still leave comments on the SoundCloud video. The SoundCloud. I do check them. So even if your gran just wants to say hi, we'll say hi back to your gran. Or your aunties and your uncles, whatever. Just tell them. And also, one last thing I will say. Now we've switched to OBS, even though it's meant for video recording, we've switched to it for the audio. We've not had
We're not having any issues with it at all.
we've not had to stop after recording for an hour and go, right, here's the last half an hour in 10 minutes, because we're not saying it all again.
Yeah.
Thank God. So
So OBS seems to be working for us, guys. It is a shame because Audacity was always a good faithful
it was
friend.
always it was a nice small audio file that I could just whack in, but I only spend an extra 10 seconds on editing, so it's not the end of the world.
Right. He's been Anthony. I've been Callum.
He's been not me. And
we'll see you next time.
yeah,
Well, we won't see you next time. We'll hear
you'll hear us.
next
You'll hear
time.
us.
You'll hear
Bye.
us next time. Bye.